Listen to that chime. You know you're in rich boy territory when you hear that sound, but that's not what we're here for today. Here we have a MacBook Air early 2014 that I'd sadly have to say goodbye in 2020. Upon waiting for a decade for this thing to boot up, I have cut straight towards the booting screen, which we've been greeted to your grandpa's old operating system, macOS Mavericks. Jokes aside, I know this isn't that old, but it does seem pretty outdated compared to today's standard. Because Apple hates ports, I'm going to show you what ports are. Here is a MagSafe port. It's called a MagSafe because it's magnetic and it's safe. Unlike Apple today, they don't have the word safe in their dictionary. Instead, it's been replaced with money. Anyway, back to the ports. Here we have something called a universal serial bus. This allows you to connect things like a flash drive, sync iPod music, and anything else that you can plug into a hole. On the other side, we have an SD card slot, FireWire, and another USB port. Also, who uses FireWire anymore again? This MacBook is light as a feather. It weighs about 2.96 pounds. See, I can pick this up with one hand and then, drop it on concrete because you realize MacBooks aren't made out of titanium. Instead, it's made out of aluminium. Also, look at this. The borders are huge. Just look at this. It has a 13-inch display, but looking at this, it looks probably even smaller. Now, here we have something that a 2015 owner doesn't remember having, a glowing Apple logo. If you're a college student staying late at night, type in that last-minute essay, your entire roommate would hold a grudge against you, not because you're a Mac user, because of that bright logo. Speaking of brightness, here's the brightness tab going up and down, nothing so special, just to change your brightness and all. Well, that's something that is pretty special, is the glowing Apple keyboard. Unfortunately, it's not RGB, so no special colors, so it doesn't really make it special then. Over to your right, you have your lovely distracting volume button. I've given it the most irritating sound possible, so people know that I am adjusting the volume button. Go down here below, the most important part, the keyboard. We have our favorite chiclet keyboard that doesn't suck complete ass compared to the Butterfly. It has the same keyboard style as the Magic Keyboard found bundled with the iMacs. Down below, I'm just playing around with the old style dock, with the magnification, which I think most people just already put on there, just, for convenience sake. I just prefer it like that. Surfing the web, that's a term that no one uses anymore, but going to Safari, yeah, everything works perfectly fine, but going to places like YouTube doesn't really work so well. This could just be outdated Safari. In order to go full screen, you need to click this, then this. That's just not a hassle at all, isn't it? Looking at our old launchpad, which is quite similar to the one we have today, this is something that we don't have anymore, which is the dashboard. It is always something that I forget having, so that being removed isn't too much of a deal. All it just shows is just a calculator, a date, weather, and a clock. That all could be found on your desktop. Well, I had enough for Mavericks. It's time to head to Catalina. I'm just gonna launch the App Store, start downloading, and also, if I stayed any longer, I'm gonna start having heart palpitations. When downloading a new application, this fairy dust effect, just sparkles all over it, where it just wants your attention. So I'm gonna go and click continue, wait for the installation, so join me next time while I will speak about the specs and Catalina before we snap out.